What's going on, everybody? So today I'll be going over why I'm going to be skipping both Castorice and Anaxa in version 3.2 of Honkai Star Rail. Now, if you know me, you know that I'm a little bit of a meta fiend in this game, but I don't want either Castorice or Anaxa. But let's start off with Anaxa because he is generally the he's the fodder in 3.2. Now, I call him fodder, but he's actually a really good erudition unit. He kind of seems like he will be an official Silver Wolf killer, which, I mean, I already have Silver Wolf, so it kind of sucks. It is what it is, though. But regardless, with Anaxa, he can shred defense of the enemies, do consistent weakness break, and it seems like his damage multipliers will be pretty solid. But the thing with Anaxa is, if you're going to use Anaxa, you're going to really want him in a team comp with the Herda, and I already have Jade, and honestly, I even talked about this before, but I would not recommend that you go for Anaxa to use in team comps with the Herda if you already have Jade, because the Herda is good enough on her own as a DPS unit. She is so much better than the rest of the DPS units. The fact that she can hit for millions of damage consistently on, at either S0 on free-to-play units accounts really says something about the Herda, and the Herda has just absolutely destroyed this game. 2 patches later, she's still crushing it. If you have Jade, then you're good on Anaxa if you're going to use him with the Herda. Otherwise, I'm not even sure who you'll use Anaxa with. If you're a meta-oriented player, you're probably going to be using both the Herda and Anaxa, or the Herda and Castorice as your 2 main DPSs. And if you have Jade as well, Anaxa won't fit into either of those 2 team comps. Anaxa seems cool, but I really don't need him on my account right now, at least. If I were to get him, I would only use him in either Pure Fiction or the Herda, or with the Herda. I'm not going to use him with the Herda because I have Jade. As for Pure Fiction, a lot of people struggle with Pure Fiction, but it is by far the easiest game mode. Okay, it's competing with Apocalyptic Shadow for the easiest game mode. I think right now it is the easiest because on one side I can use the Herda, and on the other I can use also the Herda. 4-star Herda, and I'll give y'all some tips right now. 4-star Herda and Himiko will work together in Pure Fiction. A lot of people just say that Himiko is not worth it anymore. She's literally the best of the 7 pseudo, or the best 7 regular banner characters. Secondly, her alongside 4-star Herda with a follow-up attack team with the grit mechanic that was added to Pure Fiction back in 2.7 will absolutely shred. Sometimes it won't work though because the enemies need both fire and ice weakness, and you also need follow-up attack buffs to actually proc the thing, right? The grit. I also have Chibi, who does follow-up attack damage, and I have Aventurine and Lingsha, meaning that I have a full follow-up attack team ready to go. It's not sustainless either, which is absolutely insane. I usually alternate between Aventurine and Lingsha, it depends, but that is all I need. I think Lingsha will be better because the fire weakness, but that's all you need for Pure Fiction. Just a handful of units. They don't even have to be all 5 stars. So I don't need Anaxa for Pure Fiction either. He seems like he'll be a good unit. It's just there is so much. People say that the game suffers from power creep, but it's actually the opposite. There's a lot of variation of meta 5 stars. There's a lot of meta 5 stars that you can pick and choose from. People say that it's power creep, but it's quite literally the opposite. There is power creep in the game, but people exaggerate it. So regardless, I don't need Anaxa. And let's talk about Castorice now. And after I talk about Castorice, I'll talk about, the main reason why I'm skipping these 2 units. So, firstly, Castorice has a global passive. People are saying that this global passive will destroy the game, and future global passives will. Firstly, I don't think it will. Secondly, people are doom posting. And finally, I'm making a meta statement by not going for Castorice. Regardless of the global passive, Castorice, people are hyping up like crazy, but I'm gonna say right now, I don't need her. The Herda and any other DPS of my choice will be enough. If I need a weakness DPS, I will use Firefly. If I need another AoE damage dealer, I will use Jinglu. If I need a single target damage dealer, I will use Fei Xiao. If the endgame is easy enough to where I can just use any DPS, which happens more often than you might think, I'll use Acheron or Sealy, or maybe I can even build Welt and try him out. Point is, having one meta DPS, or quote-unquote meta DPS unit, will be good enough. I am not going to need Castorice on my account at all. I'm free to play, and the endgame right now is the easiest it has ever been with the Herda. Even when Firefly came out, still she wasn't crushing the endgame the way that Herda was. She was good. Firefly was exceptionally well as a DPS when she came out, same with Jingliu, same with Acheron, same with Fei Xiao, but the Herda is generally, as someone who's a day 1 player, the Herda is genuinely on another level as a meta DPS unit than any of these other DPSs. So meta DPS or not, one is all I need, and the rest can just be regular old like semi-meta or just meta DPS units that don't compete with the Herda but will still be good enough. So the final reason why I'm skipping both of these units, and this is the most important one of all, is because I need to save. 3.2 will be a skip. There is no rerun banner right now that could possibly get me to pull. I don't need any of these 5 stars that I'm missing out on. Not Fugue, not Rappa, not Argentine. Not maybe I could pick up Black Swan just for the fun factor because I like her a lot as a character, but she probably won't be rerunning for a long time. And the main reason, like I said, I'm saving. I'm not going to be pulling in 3.3 either, but 3.4. And you might be thinking, oh, a fake collab. No, I don't care. The fake collab's going to be cool, but I don't care about pulling that much for the fake collab characters. I need to save for Finon. If any of y'all know me, you know that I am a Honkai Impact fiend. As you're watching this, I'm probably putting on some Honkai Impact music right now in the background. But I love Honkai Impact. I used to play the game before Genshin came out. I actually came back to it for part 2 like a couple weeks ago, and I've been enjoying the story a lot. And most importantly, Kevin Caslano. Kevin is coming to Honkai Star Rail in the form of Finon, and some of y'all probably don't even know. So a lot of you, Finon might just seem like any ordinary Amphorius character, any ordinary Honkai Star Rail character, but to me, he is someone who holds a special place in my heart. He is the playable Kevin that we Honkai Impact fans have spent years waiting on. We've spent years waiting for a playable Kevin, and we're finally getting it in a Honkai game. So I need to go all in on my boy Kevin. Look, I focus on meta. My account is very meta oriented. I have the Herda, I have multiple copies of Sparkle. The only thing is that I don't go for many of the newer Harmony units. I got Triby just because I was getting bored of Red May, but I really don't need Robin or Sunday on my account, and you can already see that I have max stars on the end game because you don't need the top Harmony units. Like I said, I only got Triby because Red May was getting boring, but for once, I'm gonna have to cast meta aside and go for Kevin Caslano. It kind of sucks that I'm skipping Anaxa because Anaxa is gonna be one of the only few Honkai Impact XPs that I skip. Him and Luocha, because I really don't need Luocha. But still, I gotta go all in on my boy. I'm gonna get at the very least E0 S1. Meta or not, I'm sure he'll be good. And if he is exceptionally good, he will be the other DPS that I use alongside with the Herda. But that's about it for this video. That's all the reasons why I'm skipping both Castorice and Anaxa. I don't need Castorice on my account, and I'm firmly confident in that. As somebody who makes guides, I mean, at the very least, I'd like to believe that I know what I'm doing in the game. I always focus on longevity when it comes to the characters that I pull for. I'm not gonna pull for a 5-star that I plan on replacing in a couple months' time, like Firefly, for example. I will be holding on to Firefly until I deem her to be either power crept or not usable anymore. And it doesn't seem like she will be power crept for a while because, firstly, we need to stop using the word power creep just loosely. Power creep has lost all meaning in the Honkai Star Rail community. But also, Firefly has not been power crept. The meta is just not oriented in her favor. Firefly does single target damage a lot of the time, dealing, blast damage to the adjacent enemies, and even then, if they're not weakness broken, she's just doing single target damage. And we are in an AoE meta right now, which means that Firefly is not going to fare too well. So I've literally just been using my E0 my E0 S1 Jingliu. That's all I need. Jingliu and the Herda, and that's it. I don't even need Firefly right now, but that's it for this video. I don't need the top DPSs on my account, not because I'm a whale. I literally don't even spend any money on the game. Fully free to play. It's just I know what I'm doing. I know what characters to pull for, and if I pull for a character, I don't know. I'm gonna plan on using them for a while. But I will say though, the only mistake that I made, like meta-wise, is going for E0 S1 Fei Xiao. I didn't think that I wasn't gonna use her at all. I still have yet to use Fei Xiao. I don't know why I pulled for a single target damage dealer in the current AoE meta. That's on me, bro. That's my fault. But that's it for this video. I'll see y'all Goodbye. I love Castorice and Anaxa, by the way. Before I gotta say, I love the designs. I love their characters. Anaxa's are, Honkai Star Rail's equivalent of Sue, which is cool. Castorice, really cool design. I love her. Her animations are awesome, but I don't need these units meta-wise. That's why I'm skipping. But that's it. I'll see you. Goodbye.